I've forgotten what the second question was.
Mr. Secretary, is it policy of the U.S. government to reward companies that traffic in women and little girls?
To the many hundreds of thousands, if not millions of blessed souls out there who are utterly devoid of hope and who are suffering at the hands of ritualistic abuse and trafficking, please know that the cavalry has arrived.
Even conservative estimates conclude that some 20 million people around the world, including right here in the United States, are trapped in human trafficking situations. Terrible circumstances of exploitation, including so many young girls and boys who are victims of unthinkable tragedy of child sex trafficking.
On the 15th of June 2017, the International Tribunal for Natural Justice delivered a press release officially announcing the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into Human Trafficking and Child Sex Abuse.
I accepted a role as a commissioner and then later also as chief counsel for the Judicial Commission because I have realized that pedophilia, child rape, child torture, child murder, and child body harvesting is not only the glue that holds the deep state together, it's also its Achilles heel.
In many, if not most cases, factions within governments, militaries, and the trusted agencies in our world themselves are deeply complicit in this evil enterprise, and they know it. And more than this, they know that we know it.
You know, there's an old saying in Washington that the cover-up is worse than the crime. But in this case, both parts of it are disturbing allegations of prostitution and pedophilia.
It involves a secret network of the highest office holders in the land, past and current members of Parliament, cabinet ministers, judges, diplomats.
These investigations were whitewashed, quashed altogether, and that those orders came from high up.
The evil child predators acted with complete impunity, hiding behind the facade of respectability. But no longer.
It's one of the biggest problems here when it comes to the human trafficking. Just the vast majority of people simply aren't aware of the extent of the problem.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's quite astonishing and depressing how few people still know so little about modern-day slavery.
I want to make it clear today that my administration will focus on ending the absolutely horrific practice of human trafficking. People don't know enough about it, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to bring it out into the open.
The goal of the Commission is to achieve what leaders and governments of the world consistently fail to do: shed the full light of truth on the full nature and extent of the human trafficking and child sex abuse pandemic.
The Judicial Commission report will be released at the end of the hearings later this year, and every government and police agency on Earth, along with the President of the United Nations General Assembly, will be notified and given a copy.
The Commission does not seek to instigate witch hunts or target individuals, but rather to set in motion a culture that ensures the restoration of truth, disclosure, reconciliation, and redemption surrounding human trafficking and child sex abuse. This historic Judicial Commission will commence on the 16th, 17th, and 18th of April, with a Judicial Commission seating in Westminster, London.
The only way we're going to stop pedophilia and the murder of children is by educating the public so that governments are forced to do their job.
They need to be held accountable for their actions and their crimes against humanity.
Let's talk about the McMartin case.
Abused survivors from all over our planet, especially children, have been ignored far too long. Since its ceremonial seating and treaty ratification in June of 2015, with international diplomatic delegations in attendance, the INJI and its Law Commission continue to garner significant international, political, intellectual, and academic support from around the globe. The Judicial Commission is receiving affidavits and testimony from survivors, escapees, and expert witnesses. The INJI and the commissioners will investigate, identify, and track living survivors, victims, and perpetrators. by world-class digital technologies and intelligence tools.
We can't keep our eyes closed. We can't keep our mouths shut. We can't keep standing and watching. We need to be the voice for the voiceless.
When abusers and systems of tyranny are apprehended, truth and justice will be restored to the entire world. This Judicial Commission must remain impartial and free of government oversight if it is to achieve its goal.
We ask you to bear this responsibility with us. If not in prayer, then in your support, in your financial support.
If there is one thing that people can donate to that will help bring down the deep state, this is it.